Hello folks, now that my computer is working again, I'm back with another WIP Wednesday, looking at what's on the work desk. One of the big projects I'm wrapping up is actually my Ground Zero Games Eurasian Solar Union. Heavy infantry. These guys are produced in cooperation with Ground Zero Games and Eureka Minis. The molds are still held by Eureka Minis in Australia, and I emailed Nick and I put in an order to round out my platoon. I have about 12 of these guys ready to be painted. These 10 on the painting handles I have, and then I have 2 more left over once these are done. Base coated, washed, done the flesh tones. The only thing left to do is to do the highlights and then paint in the chin straps and the communicator pieces on the faces. I always save them for last once I'm done with the flesh tones. And that'll round out my platoon. That'll bring me up to just about 40 guys. I needed some extra riflemen, so I put in that order to Nick after emailing him. One of the other projects of old school minis that I'm working on is my Ground Zero Games Kravak fleet. I have built up this fleet through some Facebook purchases, some eBay purchases, and through the miniatures page, an online forum. So the 2 big guys that I have done here are the Super Dreadnought and then the Heavy Carrier. It holds 6 fighter groups. So these have had the initial base coat airbrushed on. Now I'm ready to go through and start picking out some detail and then to wash them. Now they have a bunch of single piece casts here, like their destroyers, their frigates, and then their corvettes, these tiny little guys. So I've base coated these. They're all ready to be masked. I use this dollar store silly putty to mask. It goes right over just like blue tack, except for it's dollar stores. So when it gets a little dirty, I just throw it out. And then we're going to paint on some red stripes onto these, like my previous ships. Pick out some details, put down a wash, and my fleet will be almost done. I do still have some more larger ships, some heavy cruisers ready to go. I really like these old sculpts from Ground Zero Games. The new sculpts are actually really good too, but I already had some of these, so I wanted to fill out my fleet. And we'll see where I go from there. The other project I picked up some 15mm Colonial Defense Forces here from Ground Zero Games. Now, these guys are some neat little 15mm guys. They come in 2 flavors. One has a hard helmet, and then the other type have soft caps. These guys are really meant to be militia, National Guard, kind of conscript, maybe defense forces. So they're not top of the line elite guys. But I have over a platoon worth of guys here. So I wanted to get a basic squad up. So I did some command guys, some saw gunners here. This guy has a squad weapon. Some regular riflemen, and then some support weapons. They have a shoulder-launched anti-tank rocket, and then they also have a couple of snipers. Now, I'm not all that fond of prone figures. As you can see, they're bigger than the base, and I don't know, it just gets to me. But they also have a sniper who is carrying his weapon. So, well, he's on the floor now. So I don't have to use a prone guy. I'm going to paint him up, though. Finish up the pack. Most of these, just like most of Ground Zero Games figures, come 8 to a pack, 2 each of 4 different poses. And in these, in the Colonial Defense Forces, most of these come not only with the hard helmets, but also the soft caps. Most of them come in both versions. There is one set, I think, with shotguns that only comes in the soft cap versions. Great little 15mm minis. I base them on these galvanized washers. They're just about 20 millimeters. And like most of my figures, they're on galvanized washers because they're magnetic, and I store them in magnetized tubs. So those are the 3 projects I'm working on this week. 25mm guys are almost done. Most of this work left to do here on the Kravac is with the airbrush, so that's going to be really quick. And then these 15mm guys go real quick. I have 16 of these guys ready to go. And I will finish all of this up by Saturday morning, I imagine, hopefully. So thank you for tuning in, guys. Like I said, now that my computer is up and running again, we're going to make these WIP Wednesdays regular again. Catch you guys later.